My name is Jonathan Bryant, and I am here to talk about the Make Your Mark organization. Back in September, I was on Facebook one morning. A buddy from high school, Sky Wrench, had shared a post from an organization called Make Your Mark. And immediately I knew where that name came from, the Make Your Mark. So I got on that page really frantically, and I contacted the person who started the organization. I knew by just the name that this organization was named after Mark. And that buddy of mine was Mark Pitts, who had killed himself my junior year. Mark left his mark. He made his mark on my life way prior to this organization being created. And so yeah, I was like, I knew it was. So I contacted Stefani, who owns it, and it actually ended up being Mark's cousin. I reached out to her, she sent me a long message. I asked her if I could make a video, just help in any way I could make this organization happen. So I asked her for a statement for the program and kind of just to know what's happening, what's the story, how everybody can help. So I have it on my laptop. I'm just gonna read it right here. Make Your Mark organization is created to prevent the painful aftermath of suicide. Founded in 2020, we are on the path to become a nonprofit and open up the first Make Your Mark Health and Wellness Center. We believe awareness is an important and vital step in suicide prevention. Our centers will focus on supporting emotional and physical pain. We will provide tools to go beyond just making it by. Tools used to lead meaningful and productive lives. We believe in a world where we learn life-saving skills, not only during difficult times, but before. We believe in support groups, community outreach, youth programs, therapy, and counseling. We believe in kindness and hope, and we believe in tomorrows. They're doing a t-shirt campaign, and that's where this came from. It's great quality. I actually wear it so much that you see all these stains all over it. I wear this shirt every day. They're doing these t-shirt campaigns, and so this is really how all of you guys can support. 132 people die of depression and suicide in the US daily. Do you think one purchase is too small to make a difference? Make Your Mark was born from the painful aftermath of one 17-year-old. One son, grandson, brother, uncle, nephew, friend, and cousin. One life brought you here, and one purchase enables you to make your mark and change another's life. Make Your Mark was dreamed and thought after our president and founder's cousin, Mark Riley Pitts, ended his life by suicide in 2010 at the age of 17. He made his mark on more lives than most of us are aware. It's part of our mission to not only spread our reach far and wide to hear the stories of how deeply his life touched those around him, but to teach others how to light that spark inside them that allows them to make their own mark. On your mark, get set, and live. Here's how Mark made his mark on my life. Every single person that knows Mark and hears the song Come Sail Away thinks of him. It was at his funeral, and it was such an impactful time in all of our lives. Our school completely shut down. We literally had teachers that we had from like middle school come in and take care of us. At any moment in any class, we were allowed to leave our class and go to any therapy room. We all, as football players, went to our coach's room, and we just watched footage and laughed and hung out, and it was during the holidays, and just it shaped me for a long time. I have Mark's name tattooed on my arm. It's a moment that will have forever shaped who I've become. When I was in 8th grade, my father killed himself by walking onto a train track until a train hit him. That suicide didn't affect me as much because I wasn't really around my dad a whole lot, but he still is the man who created me. I look just like him, I sound just like him, and I was around him as a child. No offense to my parents, they didn't know how to handle that suicide, but they didn't really talk to me about it. They just kind of, I think they were in just as much shock or they didn't know how to talk to an 8th grade boy about his drug addict father, you know, ending his life. So yeah, it was a weird time for me. But when Mark had killed himself, I was fully aware of everything. I was a much more mature person. I knew Mark very well. I had 3 classes with him that semester. Actually, like 2 weeks prior to his suicide, him and I got separated in a class because we were talking to each other too much. And that was the same class that I had to go back to that Mark was no longer in anymore. Mark's suicide was a big turning point in my life. About a month later, I ran away from home for good. I got into drugs, started just going downhill, and I of course don't blame it on Mark, but it definitely helped traject me into a negative space. And at this point in my life, I'm very thankful for going through that experience, because I have completely transformed my entire life and created a whole other world outside of that. But I know there's people that got affected that didn't get out of that. Mark didn't get out of that. Mark will never have the opportunity to try again over something that I believe could have been prevented. I think just like my father's suicide and my parents not knowing how to talk about it, I don't think anybody knows how to talk about it. And I think for those who do have a voice, for those who understand suicide, who understand depression, who understand the crazy complex world of mental instability, need to be the ones to stand up and say something. Where we grew up in Alaska was a very masculine driven area. There's a lot of money up there, a lot of heavy, big, massive jobs, oil industry, fishing, military, all these man-driven jobs. In a society like that, you find a lot of emotions being suppressed and people not talking about dark feelings or just negative feelings much. I am really excited that the Make Your Mark organization is A, named after Mark, and that B, is going to be in an area that could really use it. I think any county, any city, any state needs a program like this. It requires you guys to support it. It requires your support to get it going. And please, if you were affected by Mark at all, say something. Talk about your story. Contact Stefani. Continue to help drive the mission of the organization. Thanks for listening, everybody, and yeah, please speak up if you have any issues in life. Please make sure to talk to somebody. It's totally normal to have depressive thoughts or to go up and down a bit. You know, life is hectic. Life is crazy. I forgive my father for his suicide, and I also forgive Mark. I don't think it was their fault. I think it was everybody else around theirs fault. I think the people around can do more. I think that we, as family and friends, need to be here for people that are having issues. I think that we should talk to our kids more about these issues. I think we should talk to our parents about these issues. I think we should be able to express not just positive things in our life, but also be able to talk about the negatives. Everybody gets depressed, everybody gets sad, everybody has a moment. And to let that one moment affect the rest of your life and so many other people's is unneeded. This is all preventable. We just need to support the program like this, and we need to talk with our people around us. But there was a lot of warning signs with Mark, and nobody was really talking to him. So please, buy a t-shirt, buy a hoodie. Super soft. It helps. And share this. Share this video. Share the program. Like the page on Facebook. Please give it some support. I'm excited to see where this goes. And thank you so much, Stefani, for reaching back out to me and letting me do a video like this. I hope this turns out nice. You are doing something amazing for your community, and I really, really support what you're doing. Thank you so much, and have a great holidays, everybody, and please be safe.